Hey everybody, I just wanted to come on and just share how I'm doing right now. The last video I made, I was in a wave and I'm still in it. Um, I think I'm on the invisible side of withdrawal, where in the very beginning it was obvious. If you look at my first video of the setback, I think it was 2 months after this, I took the antibiotic. It was really obvious that I was super sick, and a lot of people mentioned it. um, I think now I'm starting to look, more normal, quote unquote, although, I'm not like all made up and whatnot. But on the inside, I am feeling really bad, and I just wanted to, my partner asked me today if I journal, and I said, well, I do these video diaries, so I just wanted to say, like how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. I'm trying not to move too much so that the camera doesn't go all over the place. So I feel really sick, like malaise. Like I guess it's benzo flu, and I used to get the benzo flu a lot during my taper. Um, but whenever I have it again, it's always so disconcerting because it's like, is my immune system reacting to something? I don't know why I'm having it, but I just feel a little bit nauseous. I feel like the detox system in my body didn't work well or something. Like I'm not like fully detoxing, so could be a liver issue. I don't know. I know a lot of people talk about this symptom. It's called malaise. So feeling a lot of malaise, and with that, exhaustion. I did feel like I slept a little bit better last night than I've been sleeping, but I woke up just crushing fatigue. So right now I'm like really crushing fatigue. I also feel really down. My mood is down, and I went and sat on the porch for about 20 minutes. I'm trying to get, I don't know how to get vitamin D right now, so I'm just like kind of suffering through this until the sun gets brighter again. But I went and sat on the porch for a little bit just to try to like get some, like soak some up. And I've been having like really intense neurological symptoms. Today it's a little bit better, but lots of like nerve kind of tingling, and little parts of my legs will just start to like fire, like little like nerve clusters, I guess, will just start like firing in my legs. Really bizarre. Never had that before the antibiotic. And when I first took the antibiotic, it was happening like constantly. I'd never had anything like that. It was so bizarre. It was all over my legs. So it's typically fine, but every now and then, kind of like when I'm lying down, these little jerks will happen. Yeah, and then my heart has been, I think the cortisol just pumping through my body is making my heart, and I have a pulse ox, which I use liberally when I'm feeling this heart like murmurs, or I don't know what they are exactly. And my heart rate is always fine. My oxygen is fine. So I don't know what it is. It just seems like cortisol, like kind of flushing through my body. And let's see, my eyes are still really out of focus and blurry. So all of this is having a definite like mental like depression, like I'm feeling bummed, like I want to be better so bad. I want to be better so bad. I have looked into doing a like intensive dialectic behavioral therapy program. I'm waiting for my insurance, them to call me back to see if I can get into something with typically meant for people who have borderline personality disorder, but it can help, which I don't, but it can help a lot with distress tolerance. It's kind of like a skills class. It's not typical therapy where you're chatting about your feelings, but it's a skills class. And I did it the very beginning of withdrawal a few years ago now. Wow. And it really helped me a lot, especially when things ramp. So because I've been having extreme panic and anxiety at certain times of the month around my hormones, I don't know if it's totally hormonal, actually. I don't really know. It's just a guess. But I think it'd be really good for me to get back into that kind of a program. So either DBT or even an online intensive outpatient program through like the hospital. And I did an intensive outpatient. I did a partial hospitalization and an intensive outpatient in the very beginning when I didn't know what was wrong with me after doing the Ativan cold turkey and then I was reinstated back on Ativan in the hospital. It's a whole long, crazy story. And yeah, so I've done it before. I know it can be a really good tool. I kind of think of this as like the big guns because y'all know, if you've been watched some of my videos, that I'm good at coping. I have a lot of coping skills. I'm currently like every day I do a mandala. I color a mandala and then I cut it out and I put it in this gratitude journal and I write like words around the mandala that are inspiring to me, like affirmations and whatnot. I have a lot of coping tools. This is true. However, I feel like I'm out of my own tools. I need help and I need to be like supported. And I do Dr. Jen's group and Bayless's group, and they can only do so much, right? Because they're coaches, they're not therapists, they're not holding us in a container of like mental health structure. They're just coaching people kind of like through withdrawal. And I think those are two different things. So it's just something that I'm going to try to pursue. We'll see what happens. If I qualify, I don't know. I left the guy a message and said that, I was really struggling with a setback. And sometimes my symptoms were just like getting too overwhelming and I just really need some help. And, I think the last thing I'll say, and I'll wrap with this, is that I'm still not able to walk much. So if I do a 30-minute walk, I might end up having a really bad day the next day with a lot of neurological symptoms. So all the ones I had described, all of the nerve activated flares, cortisol flares. And it's very uncomfortable. It's very hard to get through the day. So that bums me out a lot, and I'll just probably continue to say this until things change, but I so wish I could walk and I long for it. I long for it. I mean, I'll go for probably like a 10, 15-minute walk today, but I don't know that I'll push it even to a half an hour. And we have a lot of hills in our neighborhood, so I also think I might leave the neighborhood or leave the block and go down to another street and like do less of a incline, because I think the incline, my body is not able to handle the adrenaline. It pumps more adrenaline, and because my GABA receptors aren't working, it doesn't calm my body down enough. Like, you need to have both. You need to be able to have the adrenaline surges and then have something that's going to calm the body. And I think it's just too much adrenaline going on these inclines. So that's my update. It's been almost 10 minutes. I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Thank you so much for following my channel. I'm only getting like 100 views per video now, so I'm imagining it's all the same people just kind of keeping up with the setback. Yeah, and so I was telling a friend, hey girl, if you're watching, I was telling a friend that, I really feel like this is chapter 2 of my withdrawal journey, that my first go around was really like, I really curated this channel. I made sure to put videos out when I was feeling good so that people could get a sense of like the window reality. And I put a lot of videos out around my coping tools. Whereas now I'm really chronicling even some of the hard stuff, the hard days. I'm talking more about my symptoms. I never talked about symptoms before. I probably don't. I just didn't. I just didn't talk about symptoms. That wasn't what this channel was about. And now I do. So it's like a chapter 2 of my withdrawal. And and she was sweet and said, well, it's good, that I'm showing like the real deal. I mean, I used to always have myself put together, I mean, of course I was going to the salon getting like an actual haircut, not just me messing around with scissors at like 11 p.m. I was doing my hair. I had full makeup on. I was walking a lot, so I think I had like a sense of vitality, and sometimes I was dancing, so it was like vivacious. And now it's like the real raw, like gritty girl hasn't done herself up or barely wears makeup anymore. And yeah, so you're really getting a sense of the reality of withdrawal. And unfortunately, that's, this is real talk. Like, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. And you still only see me when I'm, you don't see me. I don't do videos of me crying, like bawling my eyes out, of which I do, daily these days. I just don't, I still don't, I feel like those are private moments. I'm not interested in sharing my like super deep private moments with YouTube. There are other people though that you can follow that if you want to see like really intense, harsh reality of benzo withdrawal, like they do that. So anyway, all that is how I'm feeling today. I really hope and pray that there is more progress and that I can share something like a big window, a baseline shift, an ability that's come back. I can't wait to say like I'm back at work. I can't wait to say that I'm driving around and like I got out of town, or that I went for like a jog. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine my heart rate going up that much and my body being okay with it. But I just pray for those days so much. So anyway, thanks for listening, and I wish you all a blessed day, and hope you can find something small to be grateful for today. I'm grateful for you. So keep on doing what you do, and we'll talk soon. Peace.